Big A, do you think the FTC should try to break Microsoft and OpenAI, or is it too early and it'll be snug before they corner the market? Oh, man. Tough because they don't own them. They do in practice, but they don't technically own them. So it's not like they merged with OpenAI. OpenAI is still technically independent. So I don't know what they can really do. I think it would be too early to say OpenAI has a monopoly on AI. I think that'd be crazy. I think Microsoft could be broken up on different levels. I think they should never allow Activision Blizzard. It was so stupid, obviously. And it's paid off so badly. Nobody has benefited from this buyout. The only winner of the Activision Blizzard buyout so far has been Bobby Kotick, who made a ton of money and walked away as a hero, who sold this dumpster fire of a company for way more than it's worth. That's the only winner. Gamers lose, employees lose with mass layoffs. It has been no good. So I think that should have been blocked, but I already made my point case on that and people didn't agree. How is it more profitable for OpenAI to work with Apple rather than just making ChatGPT Microsoft phone exclusive? Microsoft phone exclusive. Read those 3 words out loud and tell me you don't understand. Exclusive to who? Bro, Microsoft executives don't even use a Windows phone. Nobody's using that phone. They could give it to Apple and have instant access to like 60% of US consumers, literally hundreds of millions of people, or they could go on Windows phone. That's crazy. Of course they would take the Apple deal. Not to mention, if Apple takes this deal, that means they are not getting real-time training and practice for Siri, their own AI solution, which means there's less competition. That means OpenAI gets even further ahead. OpenAI only cares about becoming the default. They want to be the default AI solution for the average consumer. Like, when people think smartphone in America, some of them, especially if they're young, just think iPhone. Or if they think electric vehicle, they just think Tesla. If you think AI, search engine or whatever, they want to think OpenAI. That's their goal. They don't care. They don't even make money right now. ChatGPT does not make money. Their goal is to get everyone to think of ChatGPT as the one solution. And if they get on Apple phones, it's a huge win for them. Regarding your Apple fail segment, you missed the fact they took it almost bar for bar from LG. Oh my God. They actually did. Look at this. This is more than just like this does look bar for bar. Even the close up on the this is like
activity. Introducing the LG Renoir, the new 8 megapixel camera phone, enhanced with Dolby Mobile for music and 8 gigabytes.
This looks like somebody was under pressure to come up with something at Apple and found this and stole it. They stole it. It did badly. I'm sure there's been some internal dialogue about it. What I wanted to bring it up for was not just as a one-off miss, but as a part of the theme of the whole Marketing Monday this week, which was people being squeezed. And then also because that Mother Nature ad was such a miss for me. It seems so out of touch, so bad, that I thought, 2 back-to-back misses from Apple is like odd. It's really out of character for them to not have like the best in class ad campaign. That it's like, it could be a sign that they're kind of like losing a step, that it's no longer one of their core competencies. The Mother Nature one, it was their skit. It's a longer skit. You have to watch it. But it comes off as really, really snooty and out of touch. Do you guys remember how we talked about rising cocoa prices in the last week's, 2 weeks ago, Marketing Monday? How there was a drought in West Africa, and so chocolate prices got out of control. Well, it got way worse because then Wall Street speculators saw an opportunity to gamble on rising cocoa prices and started buying like out of the money cocoa futures, which caused people that actually owned the beans to have to cover or something. And so now it hit over like 10K a ton. And so it's starting to get, really extreme. I have no idea how it'll play out, which is why I didn't include it. However, there are 2 funny outcomes. Number 1 is that there are some people gambling on cocoa futures who may have to actually take delivery of a ton of cocoa at a East Coast port. They may actually have to find something to do with all this chocolate, which is just a hilarious outcome. And number 2 is that it may just lead to like chocolate being stripped out of all of the things chocolate to be in. Like a lot of companies talking about cutting their cocoa because they don't want to pay these costs or pass on the cost to their consumers. So at the same time, there's also a story about they're finding more and more lead and mercury in the chocolate we are getting, which may be because they're getting from like weirder suppliers. So honestly, I would tell you, I would be worried about eating a bunch of chocolate right now. Unironically, this story is happening live and people don't know enough about what's going on. Chocolate is not a good pipeline. So just a little live show bonus for you. Be careful with chocolate unless you really love how yummy it is. That being said, expensive dark chocolate is immune to this. I found out they use a different supplier and they pay a lot more because they care about quality. It's more of like the big mass market chocolate suppliers. So if you're a dark chocolate fiend that pays a little bit more, you're probably okay. But if you love like Hershey's or Feastables, be careful actually. Could be eating lead. Do you think Hershey's is a good investment with the cocoa? She's not looking for financial advice. I have no idea. They raised prices and profits went up, but cocoa prices keep rising. Obviously there's competition from Feastables et al. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Probably not, but I couldn't tell you. Okay, market man, who the f is Lehman? Who is his brother? Lehman Brothers is a Wall Street investment firm that went belly up starting the 2009 financial crisis. There's an iconic photo of them like carrying a couch out of Lehman Brothers. That like marks the kickoff of the Great Recession. You worked at Lehman Brothers and Enron? Yeah. Yeah, that's my resume. I started out my career at Enron, moved on to Lehman Brothers, then went to Theranos and FTX. I know how to pick them. I met somebody at a party who came up to me, looked at my Enron hat and said, I know her. And I was like, you know who? And she's like, her. She pointed to the hat. And I was like, who are you talking about? And she goes, I don't even remember the name. Sharon Watkins. I know Sharon Watkins. And I'm like, I'm not sure who that is. And she goes, the Enron whistleblower. And I'm like, wait, what the you know her? You know the Enron whistleblower? I guess fake fan. I don't know her by name. Sharon Watkins was someone who was a 21-year-old secretary at Enron who helped with the whistleblowing. Anyway, she knew her, which is crazy. And I was like, how do you know her? And she goes, I'm a whistleblower too. And I find out at this party, this girl who's like, she's probably 34, 35 maybe. She knows, first of all, this 48-year-old Sharon Watkins, and she also knows, she knows Boeing whistleblowers. Apparently, I'm not kidding, it's not a joke. All of these whistleblowers have like a whistleblower support group. They go on trips together because it's such an isolating, lonely job. It's so lonely. It's like months or years of legal cases. No one understands them. They get pressure from the companies. And so they have these friend groups. It's crazy. I mean, it's a real thing. She's telling me all about how she's gone on many vacations with Sharon Watkins from Enron, even though there's an age gap. It's just wild. And she was telling me, I was asking her all these questions. I kind of want to get her on the show. She was telling me how about, just what a lonely life, how difficult it is, because often you have so many friends and relationships through where you work. And when you leave and whistleblow, the company ices you out and everything cuts you off. And you start getting pressure and you get harassed and they find ways to like try to deny you your benefits and paychecks. And it's just a real process. And so I was really impressed with her courage and tenacity. And again, she's one of the reasons that Elizabeth Holmes is in jail. She's the woman that started the blood testing thing that didn't work. She's one of the whistleblowers. I mean, it's crazy. That's really, really cool. And she also told me firsthand that while she doesn't think that the Boeing whistleblowers were actually murdered, she does think it should be treated very seriously and investigated every time, which is again what I've been saying. She said it should be always treated like, she doesn't like anyone writing any of that off because it's such a scary thing and it's such a chilling effect for future whistleblowers, you know? Just you have to make it 100% clear because you don't want to scare off any whistleblowers. So anyway, I always thought that was really cool. I was really impressed with her. I'll try to see if I can get her on the stream. I got her contact info, but you learn something every day. I had no idea this happens. That whistleblowers all hang out together. That's like seeing cartoon characters from different shows hanging out. It's weird. I don't understand. It's like, I wouldn't expect that. You're going to dox a whistleblower? She's public. She's never been hidden. She's not in witness protection.